So this was one of the case studies where I had to get really creative because we were dealing with a super unique challenge. Drip Invest is an Australian fintech app where parents teach their kids financial literacy using real investments. Think about pocket money, but instead of saving it or spending it, the kids put it into the stock market, and that's under the parent's supervision. And so when I got involved, Isabella and Maria, the two founders, had built an amazing product, but they were stuck with a working app, and parents loved the concept when they heard about it, but they just couldn't figure out how to scale user acquisition. And the thing is about targeting parents in Australia, it's a large, almost massive total addressable market, but it's incredibly hard to reach efficiently. Unlike targeting SaaS founders or marketing managers where you can find them on LinkedIn with 2 clicks, the question really becomes, how do you find who's actually a parent? Because there is no filter on that. And so we flipped the targeting entirely. Hey, instead of trying to figure out parents, we went after financially savvy professionals, guys in banking, investment banking, tech, even teachers. And the logic was, these are people who understand money, likely in the right age demographic to have teenagers, and exactly the type of parents who'd value teaching their kid about investing. And so LinkedIn became the primary channel because it housed all those professionals in one place. And more importantly, people could see who was reaching out to them. The message was crucial because it came from a place where it was relevant, even if they weren't a parent. We introduced the app, what it does, ask for feedback, and the last part is, mind if I send more information or know anyone who might benefit. That one singular line alleviated if they were a parent, because maybe their friends were a parent or they just knew someone else who may be a better fit. And we ran email and connection requests across multiple team members and accounts with over 5,000 touch points. I don't actually have the exact conversion numbers to share, but what I can tell you is that after the campaign, it helped with everything that came after. Engaged parents generated word of mouth, and the compound effect kicked in. Drip Invest got featured across 7 News, Women's Agenda, savings.com.au. Isabel got invited onto Your Money, Your Life, one of the bigger financial podcasts in Australia. And congratulations to Isabel for the 40 under 40 recently as well. And they also became finalists at the Fintech Organization of the Year. And I'm not saying the LinkedIn campaign directly caused all that media attention, but it did create the momentum. And honestly, if I was to do it again, I'd run a separate email infrastructure running alongside LinkedIn, just because you could reach the total addressable market much faster, and you can actually run open profile emails, which is another secret in and of itself. Instead of running paid ads, directly engaging with the ideal profile and really communicating directly was what really moved the needle. Drip Invest got acquired by Raise Invest, one of the biggest micro-investing platforms in Australia, and that's kind of the outcome some founders aim towards. Build something real, put it in front of the right people, momentum compounds, and a major player decides they need what you've built.